Sophie Cunningham has gone viral after saying this about Caitlin Clark.
I get it to a certain extent, and like every rookie coming into the league, that's how you're going to treat them. But there's just more for her.
She exposed the truth behind the physical campaign against Caitlin Clark.
Just 2 minutes ago, Sophie Cunningham went viral for boldly defending Caitlin Clark.
She went on to say some other things about Caitlin, and that is Caitlin being targeted.
On her podcast, she called out the constant targeting and said she's completely over it. Her words sparked a wave of reactions across the sports world, with fans applauding her honesty. If you stand with Caitlin Clark 100%, drop a comment below and let your voice be heard.
You have seen players in our league try to like toughen up Caitlin. We call her CC. I know the talks that Phoenix had in the locker room of like, no, we're going to prove her, we're going to show her what the W really is. You know what I mean? And I get it to a certain extent. And like every rookie coming into the league, that's how you're going to treat them. But there's just more for her.
In a league where silence is often the safest play, Sophie Cunningham just changed the game. On the most recent episode of her podcast, Show Me Something, Sophie didn't hold back. She addressed what fans have been screaming about for months and what few inside the WNBA have dared to say publicly. Caitlin Clark is being treated unfairly, and it's getting out of control.
I'm like, what are people doing? Like, actually it's just too much. Too much. And like, it's just, I'm over it. And if I'm saying it's too much, then it's probably too much.
Sophie said, I'm over it. She gets hammered every single night. She gets fouled hard. The things that people say about her, it's too much.
But in the locker room, I think she was like, finally, you know, like finally someone else. I was like, dude, I got you. Like but I think that kind of had our team come together as a whole. And it's like, no, we gotta have like, it was awesome. Yeah, no, it really was though. Like, I feel like everyone was like, you know, like we do have to protect each other.
That statement wasn't just commentary. It was a powerful act of leadership. It came from a teammate, a peer, and someone who knows exactly what it feels like to step onto that court and be in the heat of battle.
That game, I was kind of hungry. I know I was a little tired. Like, I'm not even going to lie to you. I was hungry and tired, and I was over people's shit. The first half, the refs didn't call. Someone should have been thrown out, and the refs did not call it.
Correct.
She didn't sugarcoat anything. She didn't make excuses. She told the truth, plainly and directly.
22, 23 years old, and the whole world is watching her.
Yeah.
Like, it is a cult following. I'm not kidding.
No, it's wild.
Like,
the airport today.
Insane.
It was like 22 everywhere.
Anywhere you go, like it is a home game wherever we play. Like security with her 24/7.
What's important to understand here is the context behind Sophie's words. Caitlin Clark hasn't just been playing basketball. She's been playing under pressure unlike anything we've seen in years.
Caitlin Clark is one of those players. From the second she stepped on the WNBA court, the phenom hasn't just been playing basketball. She's been shouldering the hopes of an entire league, smashing viewership records, and pulling in a whole new generation of fans.
From the moment she entered the league, she was the headline, the ratings magnet, the player everyone wanted a piece of, whether that meant support or criticism.
Game after game, we've seen the same pattern. Cheap shots, hard fouls, and what looks like a relentless physical campaign against her.
Game after game, Clark has faced hard fouls, taunts, and an overwhelming amount of media scrutiny.
Fun just to kind of like see where she's at in her career and whatnot. But I promise you, she's like so chill. She doesn't care. She's always in sweats and a sweatshirt. Like she literally does not care.
Despite it all, she's performed at an elite level, shown maturity beyond her years, and handled every challenge with focus and grace.
The silence has been broken. Indiana Fever's own Sophie Cunningham, a veteran player and Clark's most vocal defender, stepped up to the mic on her own new podcast and blew the lid off the whole thing.
But Sophie saw something different, something deeper. She saw the emotional and physical toll it's been taking. And that's why her statement carried so much weight.
I get it to a certain extent. And like every rookie coming into the league, that's how you're going to treat them. But there's just more for her. So it's her second year. And like now being on her team and like seeing it.
This wasn't just a casual observation from a commentator. This was someone from inside the Indiana Fever locker room, a player who trains with Caitlin, plays beside her, and sees the impact of all this off the camera.
I'm like, what are people doing? Like, actually it's just too much. Too much.
Yeah.
And like, it's just, I'm over it. And if I'm saying it's too much, then it's probably too much.
No, that's so fair.
Like, that's fair, right?
Yeah.
When Sophie said she's over it, she gave voice to a growing frustration that fans have felt, but players were too cautious to express.
I went from, I think, like
Oh, followers, yeah.
350,000 and like maybe 200,000 on TikTok.
You had 200,000 on TikTok a month ago?
No. I
Before the fight.
before the fight, and then I had like 350 on 100,000 on Instagram. Over the night, or over like a day and a half, over 1 million on both. Insane. This is coming from me though, dude.
That's
I got tired of
crazy.
seeing myself,
I get it.
and I love
Oh,
myself.
I get it.
I love myself. I was over it.
Within minutes of her podcast dropping, Sophie's words went viral. Sports networks clipped the moment. Tweets exploded. TikToks were flooded with fans applauding her honesty. And more importantly, her comments reignited a conversation about fairness, sportsmanship, and the unspoken politics inside the WNBA.
22, 23 years old, and the whole world is watching her.
Yeah.
Like it is a cult following. I'm not kidding.
No, it's wild.
Like, it
the
is
airport today,
insane.
it was like 22 everywhere.
Anywhere you go, like it is a home game wherever we play. Like
No way.
security with her 24/7.
What made Sophie's comments especially brave is the risk involved. In the WNBA, calling out treatment toward a teammate, especially one as polarizing as Caitlin Clark, can put a target on your own back. But Sophie didn't flinch. She stood up, knowing it might ruffle feathers, and said what had to be said. And in doing so, she didn't just defend Caitlin Clark. She showed the world what real leadership looks like.
You hear some of this stuff and you're like, number one, why is this stuff even talked about out loud?
That we want to sustain the growth and the interest level in the franchise. I mean, this is about the Indiana Fever. Yes, we have a foundational player in Caitlin Clark and Leah Boston, and we're going to continue to add to that. But I want this team to be the leader in the country, and a brand, an enduring brand, like Apple or something. I mean, we have a real opportunity here.
Sophie Cunningham's comments didn't just trend. They struck a nerve because they peeled back the curtain on something much deeper happening in the WNBA right now. A cultural clash between the old guard and the new wave, and Caitlin Clark is caught right in the middle of it. Let's be honest, Caitlin Clark didn't enter the league quietly.
22, 23 years old, and the whole world is watching her.
Yeah.
Like it is a cult following. I'm not kidding.
No, it's wild.
Like, it is
the airport today,
insane.
it was like 22 everywhere.
Anywhere you go, like it is a home game wherever we play. Like
No way.
security with her 24/7.
She brought with her one of the biggest fan bases women's basketball has ever seen.
Right? They even have changed to a regular typical flight to charter flights, with Caitlin Clark just coming into the league, boosting viewership, boosting revenue, and gaining sponsors.
From record-breaking college games to millions of new eyes on WNBA broadcasts, Caitlin wasn't just a rookie, she was a movement. But with all that attention came backlash, and it didn't take long for things to get personal.
We blow all these people up, or we show who we're with and what we're doing, but like, is it really that fun? Are they really that cool? Do you kind of get what I'm saying?
Of course.
Players, analysts, and even some former WNBA stars began to question whether she had earned the spotlight, whether she was tough enough, or whether she deserved her media coverage. That's exactly the environment Sophie was responding to.
This has revealed just how calculated it really is. In professional sports, some players don't just play the game, they change it. Caitlin Clark is one of those players. From the second she stepped on the WNBA court, the Phenom hasn't just been playing basketball. She's been shouldering the hopes of an entire league, smashing viewership records, and pulling in a whole new generation of fans.
Her frustration wasn't just about physical fouls. It was about a pattern of resentment that's followed Clark since day one. Sophie pointed out that people are trying to bring her down, that the narrative around Caitlin has become toxic, and that it's being fueled not just by competition, but by jealousy, insecurity, and in some cases, flat-out disrespect.
Game after game, we've seen the same pattern. Cheap shots, hard fouls, and what looks like a relentless physical campaign against her.
Let's take a step back and look at what Clark's had to endure so far. Relentless fouls and physical play, including multiple incidents where fans and analysts felt referees failed to protect her. Media hostility, where every small misstep is magnified and every quiet game becomes breaking news. Olympic snub, where despite being a generational talent and a ratings powerhouse, she was left off the USA Women's Olympic team, a decision that sparked national outrage.
Like I know the talks that Phoenix had in the locker room of like, no, we're gonna prove her, we're gonna show her what the W really is. You know what I mean? And like I get it to a certain extent, and like every rookie coming into the league, that's how you're gonna treat them. But there's just more.
Locker room isolation, as seen in body language, on-court tension, and viral moments of players refusing to interact with her. Now here's where Sophie's role becomes critical. She isn't just venting, she's stepping into that storm and saying, I see it. I'm done pretending it's normal, and it's not okay. And it's no coincidence that fans immediately rallied behind her, because Sophie voiced something that millions of people watching the WNBA have been sensing, that Caitlin Clark has been unfairly cast as a villain in her own success story.
The thing that I have the biggest issue about the female sides of refs is like they're so emotional.
Now, she went on to say some other things about Caitlin, and that is Caitlin being targeted. Now, we know Caitlin Clark has been seeing a level of attacks, I should say, dealing with WNBA stars and different WNBA players. Let's play this clip here next.
Constant criticism, the aggressive play, the refusal by some to even acknowledge her talent. It's become bigger than basketball. It's a cultural moment. What Sophie did was shift the power dynamic. She gave permission for others, players, fans, maybe even coaches, to speak up, to challenge the idea that success must come with punishment, to stand behind a teammate not just because she's famous, but because she's right. And that's why this moment matters. It's no longer just about Caitlin Clark being targeted. It's about someone finally standing up and saying, enough. We don't tear down the future, we protect it.
It's mind-blowing to me, right? This is the inside account fans were waiting for. Confirmation that there is a focused effort to test Clark's physical and mental toughness through aggression.
Sophie Cunningham's viral stand may go down as a turning point, not just for Caitlin Clark, but for the entire WNBA. Because what happened after Sophie spoke out wasn't just noise, it was momentum. And that momentum could shift everything. Let's start with what we saw immediately. Fan reaction exploded. Clips of the podcast flooded social media platforms within minutes.
Dips its toes into September for like a day on like Sunday maybe or something.
Wait, because that's literally where I was gonna go with that. Is like, why don't you guys all pick up like the Summer House crew, go to like a game or like go to that?
The internet talks about that all the time because every other Bravo show does cast trips.
ESPN and Fox Sports picked it up. Commentators began debating whether this was the moment the league finally had to acknowledge what's been brewing all season, that the constant pressure, physical targeting, and negative media spin surrounding Caitlin Clark is not just unfair, it's unsustainable.
She was in the locker room of another team, and now she is a teammate of Caitlin Clark herself. But Sophie, I don't usually use this term.
But it wasn't just fans and media. What's far more telling is how players around the league began to quietly respond. Some liked and reposted the clip. Others dropped subtle affirmations. For the first time, someone from inside the locker room had called out the elephant in the room, and the silence that had previously defined this conversation began to crack. That matters because until now, Caitlin Clark has been largely alone in this.
You have seen players in our league try to like toughen up Caitlin. We call her CC. Even when I wasn't on her team.
Despite selling out arenas, breaking TV ratings, and becoming the face of women's basketball in her rookie season, she's had to navigate this spotlight without much public backing from within the league. That isolation, intentional or not, sent a message to fans that the WNBA wasn't fully embracing her. And that created tension between the league and its viewership, between rookies and veterans, and even between teammates and rivals.
Sophie Cunningham has gone viral after saying this about Caitlin Clark.
She exposed the truth behind the physical campaign against Caitlin Clark.
Sophie's comments flipped that narrative. By defending Caitlin, she didn't just show solidarity, she helped reframe the conversation. No longer is Clark the outsider who hasn't earned her place. Now she's someone whose own teammates are standing beside her and saying, she belongs and she deserves respect. That shift could open doors for others to speak out too. If more players begin to back Clark publicly, If the WNBA itself begins to take a firmer stance on fairness, officiating, and player safety, this league could enter a new era.
She embraced Caitlin Clark, and that only has been a blessing, let alone the blessing of Caitlin Clark being the blessing to the league to make it as great as it's been, bringing new eyeballs to the league and to even get into the spotlight to be profitable, because we know this league hasn't been profitable in X amount of years.
One where the drama gives way to unity, where rivalries stay competitive but respectful, and where stars like Caitlin Clark are protected, not punished for their success. There's also a bigger picture here. The WNBA is growing fast. TV deals, ticket sales, merchandise, streaming numbers, all are up, largely because of the Caitlin Clark effect. But growth brings pressure, and pressure exposes fault lines.
4 years ago, we both made the U19 World Cup team. So that was, it was before I even got to college. So it seems like forever ago. But yeah, so I did play with her. Obviously, Kiki's on the team. So playing with her. And I don't think I've played with anybody else.
Yeah, of course, Kiki, I know.
The way the league treats its biggest star will shape how new fans perceive the sport, how new players approach the game, and how much staying power this momentum really has. If Caitlin is constantly torn down, the message to future stars is clear. Shine too bright, and you'll be isolated.
There's that's like half of everything, like, I'm afraid we do. I don't know. I've posted shit that looked cool and I didn't have fun.
Yeah.
However, though, I typically am like gonna like have fun.
No, I feel like we always find like the positive and joy and like fun in pretty much everything we do.
I will say though, once it becomes a part of like, this is like what gets scary though, is when it becomes a part of your income.
Yeah. Then you have to.
Well, there's a lot of motive to fake it.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. Fake it till you make it.
And so that's a thing. Like, I think I'm like 99% sure.
But if players like Sophie Cunningham continue to speak up, the message shifts to something far more powerful. We support greatness, we protect our own, and we grow together. And maybe, just maybe, that's what the WNBA has been missing. Not just talent, but teamwork off the court. What Sophie did wasn't just defend a teammate, it sparked a cultural moment, one that fans won't forget and the league can't afford to ignore.
Just a fact. I mean, the Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston two-person tandem was working and was really starting to bloom, and she stomped that out like she's putting a fire out.
Sophie Cunningham didn't just speak her mind. She spoke a truth that millions have been waiting to hear. Her words weren't just about defending Caitlin Clark. They were about changing the narrative. And now the spotlight is on the WNBA to decide what comes next. Will the league continue to allow its brightest star to be targeted? Or will this moment be the wake-up call that brings real change? One thing is certain, the fans are watching, and they're not staying silent anymore. If you support Caitlin Clark 100%, drop a comment below and let everyone know where you stand. Your voice matters now more than ever.